The past is more than what we leave behind. We celebrate our triumphs and bury our regrets. Every age has its secrets. In each layer of history, we can rediscover hope. A way to chart our future. Countless stories are carved into the Earth's strata. The lessons of one age augur the next. We must learn from our past. The future is waiting.
Hello! We are playing Civ 7. This is our third try at starting this playthrough. So, we have played the tutorial. We got through enough of the tutorial, I would say we're done with the tutorial. Unfortunately, when I went to check the recording, it was unusable. There were issues with OBS. Turns out it was missing files. There were issues with the Civ 7 itself, settings I had set and I needed to turn down, some I needed to turn up, weirdly enough, that sort of thing. So we did a test stream and we did another start. We played through the first 50 turns again, and I think we're good. So yes, we are playing Civ 7. We're taking a look at this. I have played every Civilization game at least once, maybe twice. Normally when it comes to a Civilization game, I play 2 games and then I'm done. I'm just like, I do not want to touch this game again. Done. I will say this. I understand the changes are controversial for all sorts of reasons. I honestly support most of the changes, and some of them I support them, but I still question how they are implemented, if that makes sense. For instance, the town system and how not the ages themselves, for lack of a better term, but how the game handles ages, I think Millennia does better. We'll get into it, but yeah, this is the first Civilization game where, like, outside of Civilization Alpha Centauri, right? Alpha Centauri? No, Civilization Beyond Earth. That was the sci-fi one. That one I dumped like 300 hours into, right? Civilization Beyond Earth? Beyond Earth, right? Yes! Civ Beyond Earth is the only Civ game I have played more than, well, I'll say 2 games. I literally dropped like dozens of games into. It is honestly not bad, but a hot mess. It's going to be hit or miss, just like a lot of the Civ games. If you honestly enjoy the Civ games, you may not like this game. If you don't enjoy the previous Civ games, you might actually like this game. The problem is, much like all the previous Civ games, I would say, let's see, I will tell you it is March 2025 when recording this. If you're watching this in 2026, give the game a shot. If you're watching this before 2026, at least give it 3 or 4 DLCs. 2 or 3 DLCs. Give them time to implement enough patches in the game, because there are some systems that honestly kind of need to be looked at and overhauled and that sort of thing, or have functionality added to. And that's Civ 7, and no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so, you know, after playing, because again, I know we're like almost 10 minutes in, but like, turn-based strategy games, RTSs, RPGs, they're my thing. I have played enough turn-based games in the last few years. Was like, yeah, these are kind of good. And then, honestly, Humankind and Millennia added ages, and I was like, that's actually a really good mechanic. Because that is the way the world works. It is done in ages. As someone who is trying to survive the end of an age and live to see the next one, so I appreciate the age mechanic. I'm not sure any game has gotten how it should work right, if that makes sense. But yeah, the other thing I want to mention is, much like all previous Civilization games, the monetization is something to rage at. Or throw your hands up and do it. Now remember, Firaxis is the one making this game, not EA. Just Firaxis. And as far as I know, Civilization, the Firaxis games. What games does Firaxis make? XCOM. They made Midnight Suns, which is actually a really good game. Go check it out. They made the XCOM and XCOM 2, which are excellent games. Go check them out. Almost no monetization on them. Very fair, very well done. And then they make Civilization games. And that is it. And they know Civilization is their cash cow, so they milk the hell out of it. I don't think the DLC is worth it. However, if you buy the base game for $30, you can upgrade to the deluxe edition. Right? And that gets you the first 2, at least at the time of recording, the first 2 DLC for $30. Or you can buy them at $30 a piece. Full exposure? Ooh, no. Full transparency. I was able to upgrade for $15. So for $15, I got the first 2 DLC. That is worth it. Each DLC, what we can guess is going to contain is at least 1 new character, 2 civilizations, obviously tweaks and that sort of thing, and wonders might be hit or miss and that sort of thing. So, is 1 new playable character, 2 new civilizations, and maybe a wonder worth? 2 new wonders, because each civilization gets its own wonder. Is that worth $30? But you can always wait for it to go on sale. If you want to support the game. If you don't want to support the game, don't worry about it. Don't buy or play the game. But yeah, so we are playing Civilization 7. God, that was rambling. Deal with it. So I said I would play Benjamin Franklin before we do. So they added. So balancing changes, patch changes, quality of how do I word this? Bug fixes and that sort of thing in the patch. They added Ada Lovelace, who's an enchantress of numbers, cultural scientific. Students receive +2 science per age when you complete a civic mastery. So in the first age, they're +2 every time you get a civic mastery. In the second age, it's +4. In the third age, it's +6. There's usually about 20, I'll say 10 to 15 masteries per age. So that does add up. And it does reset at the start of the age. And gain culture equal to 50% of your total science per turn when you complete a tech mastery. Wow. Can we see her mementos? There needs to be a way to filter this. Punch clock. Hold on. What's the symbol? Purple. There is punch clock. 20 science per page for every science building constructed. If it's a one-time boost, still very powerful. But wow, that feels... For studying civic masteries. Search attack or civic mastery tab against production equals 50% of the cost. Per age are military buildings. That's interesting. Voltaire's edits. Gain 50 culture when you spend an attribute point on the cultural attribute tree. Ooh, okay. Cool. She has some interesting ones. And then for civilizations, they added
language of science. We must fully
Carthage.
Appreciate.
So it can only have one city,
unseen.
which is interesting. Towns cannot convert to a city and receive a second merchant, a colonist each time you create. 30% production towards Bursa, which I assume is their unique. Generally, the Bursa, whatever production they get a bonus to in this case, is their unique wonder. Which is weird to me that it's not listed here, but it should be. Numidian cavalry can only be purchased and are more expensive. Strength for each unique city resource assigned to capital. War zones of control. Unique settler. Extra embark movement. Extra population if settled to adjacent to a resource. They get the Punic port. Increases it acts like a camel. Interesting. And the Cathan, +2 production, +1 production for coast, rivers, and wonders. And +2 gold and +1 food adjacency for resources, districts, and wonders. So interesting. I will say they don't do the town mechanic as well as they should. Millennia does it better. Much better. I'm not sure I agree with what Millennia all does, but Millennia does objectively do towns better than the city. In Civ 7, towns just feel like an extra added step just to make slow things. Like, if you sit down and go, what is the mechanical reason for this? There's nothing. It is just there to prevent you from snowballing. Like, well, there are better ways to do that. And then, in the modern age, they added Britain. So, Britain, 25% gold bonus towards purchasing buildings. So, buildings are 25% less, and production building. Oh, and building production buildings, you get a 25% bonus too. Convert towns to cities is 50% more expensive, and 30% production towards the Battersea Power Station. Again, technically every culture has a unique wonder that should be listed either here or should let me, hover over it and have it pop up next to it. So oh, that's what that does. You get a unique British unit, you get antiquarians, they get a financial center, Royal Exchange, and Manufacturing. We're playing as the Americans. So we're going to play American. So what is, by the way, what does America get? Let's see. Improve a resource, get 100 gold. 30% production towards constructing the Statue of Liberty. Infantry unit, cheaper to train, has amphibious ability. Claims a land resource outside of your regular land settlement. So you can throw this out. Because remember, unlike previous games, we are locked to 3 tiles. In previous games, we learned this in the tutorial. You locked down a 3-tile radius, but you could expand up to 5 tiles. In this game, 3 tiles is it. I think there needs to be a compromise. I think it should either be like the previous games, or there's no guarantee you get those 5 tiles. It should just be like, or 4 tiles. 3 tiles is too few. The industrial park acts like a camel. The rail yard, +5 production, +1 production for quarters and wonders. So you can just throw this down in the middle of a series of quarters and get a ton. Okay. More production and +1 gold for resources and wonders. Okay. So they're all about production, production, production. I would have liked some culture, but that's me. We are going to play as Benjamin Franklin. +1 science per age on production buildings in cities, not towns. Keep that in mind. But that's +1, +2, +3, depending on the age. It can add up. You're generally going to have 2, maybe, depending on what cultures you pick, between 2 and 4 science buildings. So that is anywhere between a +6 and a +12 to science at endgame. +50% production towards construction. So we can build production buildings. Essentially, it is a 50% production, 25% production towards. So if a building would cost 100, it doesn't cost us 50. It's going to come out like 75. And +1 science per age from active endeavors you started or supported. So we can have 2 endeavors of the same type at a time. I'm going to be honest, we're going to be a lot of production science, so we're going to struggle with culture and happiness and potentially food. So I think a lot of our endeavors with Benjamin Franklin are going to be like boosting culture, boosting food, boosting happiness, things like that. We get unlocks American in the modern age after researching a tech of civic mastery. That would be neat. They did rebalance some mementos. This Eagle Banner is still pretty powerful. We're making enough. I am worried about culture and diplomacy. So we're going to take those. And growth. I wish there was a way to see the tree from here. Let's see if I do the expansion tree. Civ 7. Does someone have... Is there an image of that somewhere? No. Not yet. Maybe expansion attribute... Oh, wow. Expansion attribute tree. Civ 7. How about that? There we go. I want to see the full tree. No, that's gold. Culture. Right, so culture is culture, so we definitely want that because we're going to struggle with it. Diplo. I think we're going to want Diplo. So let's trade out. Do we have a Diplo? Attribute, scientific, culture, expansion. Oh, I grabbed it. Perfect. We'll confirm those.
A
Continue.
game of strategy is not idle amusement. Instead, we cultivate foresight, circumspection,
Antiquity
and
Age.
learn caution.
Um,
Let us build a
they
nation
did add
together,
Carthage,
so that
but
we
we're gonna
may
play as the
know how
Mayans.
nations are built.
Culture, science, we're all about the science. Is there one? Diplo-scientific, culture, economic. Quality. Egyptian, maybe. You know, 3 culture, 4 gold. Happiness. Oh, that's why they want you to go Greek. Happiness, culture, influence. Okay. I think we'll do flight. My instinct is to go Mayan. Because of their tree. But I bet you a Benjamin Franklin Egypt is really good, or like they said, Greek. Because you can get the happiness and the culture, and you can crank his culture. Maybe we do, Greek. Oh, no, we'll stick with Mayan. So, well, I'll read this later. Governor difficulty, standard game speed, continent plus, standard map size, and we've done some experimenting. This is not the total number of players in the game. This is the total number of players on your first continent. 8 is too many. The 2 is too little. 6 is a bit weird. So we're gonna try 5 and hope we get a good start. Launch game. So there we go. It only took 30 minutes to get into the game. If you are watching this episode, episodes will probably be about 45, and I'll say about an hour long, maybe 45 minutes long, but at least an hour long. More than likely an hour long. This is a strategy game. I have found that 30 minutes is not enough time. 45 minutes can be about right, but an hour people feel like you have made progress. Depending on how fast this game goes, we might play 2 games. In which case, I would try... I wonder how powerful Catherine the Great with this restart is. Which, if we play a second game, that would be my second game. Is Catherine the Great. Or possibly Ada Lovelace with a Greek start. But she's heavy science, so that covers culture. Happiness as
The
well.
people lay these stones as a pathway to the heavens. Come, Ka'uhul Ahau, and assume the world's throne.
Benjamin Franklin. In colonial America, few individuals shone as brightly as Benjamin Franklin. Beginning as a humble printer, he soon established himself as a prominent newspaper publisher. In 1747, he moved into politics and became one of the founding fathers, participating in the drafting and signing of the Declaration of Independence. A restless polymath, Franklin also made many contributions to science in fields as diverse as electricity and oceanography, and he loved to fuck. Anyways, Maya Empire in the Central American jungles were a series of city-states bound by alliances and a common culture. The Maya. They transformed a seemingly inhospitable landscape into a paradise of plazas, ball courts, and pyramids that rose out of the jungle to greet the open sky. But struck by climate and political crisis, the Maya declined, and the land was once more covered by forest. We get the Hucha, a Maya unique range unit, can see through vegetation, ignores movement penalties from vegetated terrain. The Jaguar Slayer, a unique scout. It can initiate combat, Has 1 charge to place a jaguar trap that is invisible to enemy units, dealing 25 damage and ending movement. It does recharge after 5 turns. The Jala, 3 happiness, 1 culture, and the Ka'uhul Ajal. So this would be Ka'una. 4 science, 2 science, and place in vegetation. So we are a heavy science game, and we'll be making use of it. So, settlers. This does look like the best spot. As far as resources go, we get... Oh, we're gonna need these. We've got this. We've got, right? 1, 2, 3. So, if we select our unit here... thank you. Boom. 2, 3. 2, so 3. Everything you see in here, 2, 3. This nice little... That's everything we're gonna get. So we're gonna get iron, we're gonna get camels, and we're gonna end up getting 2 culture here. The first thing we're gonna build, I like to build 2 scouts right away. So scout, and we'll go ahead, queue up another scout. It's not gonna take 2 turns, 1 and 6 or something like that. Then we go. All right, sorry. And then we have points. We got +1 culture. Appreciated. I usually go influence. But let's do happiness. Just so we're making a little more happiness. I'm gonna choose our first tech. Let's see. We have, oddly enough, tropical. Normally I go animal husbandry. But if I'm reading this correctly, we're going to get a lot of clay pits. So let's go pottery. We can command our first unit. Can we figure out... There's the bottom. Are we in the middle? Son of a bitch. Alright, so if we're in the middle... Let's go grab this first. We are going to kind of have to rush expansion as best we can. So if we get the option for... Oh no! No clay pits. Food. Okay. Cute. Alright, so we're going to want growth. We're at 6 happiness already. So let's head in this direction. Happiness or production? Normally I go happiness, but I think right now we're going to go production to shave 3 turns off our new scout. After the scout, we will go greenery. So they do buildings differently in this game to previous games. You're not going to build every building. There are warehouse buildings which are ageless, and there are non-warehouse buildings which are ageless. So, if we take a look at this, we are going to get a lot of farms. Science buildings generally get bonuses from resources. Resource. Ton of science right here. Food built, like if we go into the science tree, we can actually check this out. Yeah, I should have gone animal husbandry. My bad. But, yeah, the saw pit. Warehouse. Food buildings generally get bonuses from... Oh, that's a warehouse building. I need a... So, here we go. Writing. Library. Adjacency bonuses from resources and wonders. Cool. Monument. Cultural bonuses from mountains and natural wonders. And wonder. Everything gets bonuses from wonders. And then irrigation is food, so terrain. Alright, so science, resources, food, terrain, culture, mountain. So, we actually have a really good science here. Food here-ish, along here. And culture out here. So we have to keep that in mind. So we'll move one. Pop this. Head here. Oh, did we not build a granary? Yeah, so if we're going to build the science here, granary, we don't want to take this because we want to put, like, hanging gardens, irrigation along here. We want to put the science here. So technically this spot we could do. So let's put the granary here to create an urban district, which allows us to grow again. So we'll grab... Oh, do we not have it? Hold on. Grow a city. Why can't I... Weird. Alright. So this is going to give us food. So because this is going to give us a food boost, right? I'll grab this one. Sheepsies. 1, 2, 3. It is in range. So we kind of want to make our way to the wolf. You can head here. Enter. Right. One step. Oh, sorry. One step. This. You head there. You're snagging this. Okay, we are lacking culture. So we either get 100 happiness is really good. But we kind of need the culture right now. And there's a volcano. Okay. We have to keep that in mind. Enter. So we've grown again. So this will be a mine or pit. So we've got growth. Don't know why it's not letting me. Maybe because this isn't built. So in the meantime, while that builds, we'll grab this because we are going to get a boost to mine. Plus it lets us grab wool. We can now choose a civic. I rush mysticism. And the Mayan civics are really good. See, culture and happiness, science, and then that gets us our unique. It's really good. So now we can choose a government. So we're about the science. We already get a boost to construction production buildings. I'm gonna go culture because we're gonna struggle with culture. We'll go charismatic leader. We'll step once. We'll trigger this so we can search. Beautiful. Oh, there's 2. Alright, you can head there. And we'll queue up after this another jaguar soldier. Enter.
All are made.
Great. Now animal husbandry. Yep, you're headed there. Enter. So there's actually a good spot up here. I bet if we look here. Yeah, in this area, like right here. 1, 2, 3. It leaves spots open, but gets us the dates, gets us silver, maybe a few other things. We'll see. Enter. 1 turn of culture for a lot of happiness. So right now it's 26 turns till the next celebration. I'll spend the turn of culture. Okay. It's a good city down here. So our first 2... Oh, boy. So our first 4 cities are going to be like here, here, and here. Depending on where we are. Or who's around us and who gets where. Alright, so we met Charlemagne, who's Greek.
Ich bin Carolus. Charlemagne geheißen.
Okay. I'm going to stay neutral.
Mit Sverdo. Ich aber Walder.
And instead, so Charlemagne... Happiness. Ooh. That gives them influence. I don't have the culture one yet. I'll hold off on science. We'll hold off on that. But what we can also check is... Light's the one with the most celebrations. So if we have a lot of celebrations, he'll love us. Command units. We'll step 1 to the left, and we'll trigger this again to get a little boost. Yeah, so we're going to want a city down here. And we'll head back in this direction. Sorry, not a warrior. Jaguar Slayer. Brickyard. 7 turns. So, Brickyard does not get any bonuses. But it does provide +1 on clay pits and mines. So if I put it here, it kind of feeds itself. So we'll go ahead, we'll queue that up, we'll let it sit. Now. So we were at 26, we're down to 12. I want a lot of gold. Culture and happiness. We're gonna go gold. And the idea is that if we can rack up 200 gold, we can get an early settler. And I think of the font, we want the southern one first. Right? If we do counting, here's our capital. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. So going here, not the worst. Going here, probably, honestly, the... Well, hold on. This gets us a sheep. Marble. 1, 2, 3. Wine. And this. If we go 1 over. 1, 2, 3. That saves this for a city in here, which is what I might do. I might go 1 over just to snag, right? Because if we go here, 1, 2, 3, we grab all of this. And that's a bit better grab. And I think that's going to be our first settlement. I would rather have the gold. So I won't spend anything. We have a unit to command. We'll take 1 step to the left, and we'll trigger search.
In an enchanted world.
And we found Mount Fuji. Okay. So Mount Fuji, 3 tiles, 2 gold, 2 culture, 2 happiness. So getting a settler all the way up here, rushing it. Right, 3. Right, here's the 3rd tile. 3, 2, 1, in here. And then rushing towards this might be good. So you... Oh, close this. You're gonna swing this way. And turn. Oh boy. Alright, you take 1 step. We trigger the search, see what we can find. You can head there. Okay. I think we're gonna swap. We've grown again. If we grab the sheep, that is production and happiness, and we need both. We have a narrative choice. Minus no choice. The animals may recover in time. The values are darted with cloud-like shapes, swaying in unsettling patterns. A strange illness seems to be back. Give us some happiness. So now we've cut it down to 7 turns. Okay. 4 and 3. But again, we're saving up for our first settler. I like to buy my first settler. So we have the sheep. We can now grab this. Camels is golden production. 3 growth, 3 growth. How many resources? We can hold 4. Okay, hold on. So if we grab this, it gets us this. Choose a celebration. We're not making any wonders, so we'll grab culture. Confirm. So that the reason why you want to have as many celebrations as possible is every time you have a celebration, you get a new slot for a new policy. So either get 60 culture for 50 gold, not right now. Production it is. Now you can head there. I think the first settler's going like in here. Just to snag Mount Fuji and these dates.
The caged bird.
Beautiful. So now what we can do is if we put the saw pit here, right, we could put it here, we could put it, 1 and 2. Why? Well, I got either way this finishes up a district. So let's finish up that district. 1, 3, 4. That feels good. Also, I don't like the fact that I can't use purchase to rush things. We have a narrative choice. Oh. Okay. That sucks. What does sailing get us? We don't need the quay. Let's rush masonry, so we can get that culture building. Alright, so 30 science reduction, 45 influence. I'm gonna grab the influence. So, there's a city-state over here we can start making friends with. But we're gonna head in this direction. Gonna cancel this. So 5... At this point, that's 9. Unless we get a gold boost, this is the way we're gonna go. And then we'll need some defense. So I think Charlemagne's out here somewhere. I'm just gonna pop this. See, now we see Thai, so we can befriend them for 170. 15 turns. If I add another 100, that would shave turns off, but that's fine. And you can head in that direction. End turn. So plus 60 culture, plus 30. I'll take the 60.
There's another world.
Change policies. Gold is better right now. And then culture-wise, I do Lords of Jaboba first. We have a discovery choice. I don't know why that's... We can now choose our Pantheon. Mountain and Natural Wonders. Growth rate. We are going to struggle with culture, so this would be helpful. We're also going to struggle with happiness. Because by the end of the game, you have 10 or 12 districts. Right? 2, 4, 6, right? They expect you to fill a city with districts. So knowing that, I think we take Goddess of Festivals to help our culture keep going. You can head back this way, and we found Babylon, which is a science one. Nice. Yeah, we're going to build this faster than we can purchase it. So if we take a little at the altar, there's no adjacency bonuses, so we can stick the altar here. Altar? Right here, and be just fine. Yeah, yeah, and we'll just see what we get. So now we can control him. So we'll have him step 1 to the left, and we'll pop the search. Nothing there. We can go there. Alright, you're headed here. Culture and grow or science? Culture and grow. Hold on. Alright, so if we grab this production and happiness, boom. So 1, 2, 3. So here's these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to here is the widest we can go. I'm not making a lot of gold. Step to the left once. Pop the search. Nothing. Okay. I'm not... Well, I think eventually we're going to want a 3rd scout. You go here. Yeah, so 3 turns. 226 is fine. 97... Oh! We're actually... Right? 92, 201. And I know from playing this game, purchasing a settler is 200. Can we double pump? Let's see if we can double pump. Get that timing down.
The monarchs of Xibalba requested to be...
Change policies. So, poison ability. Nothing new here we want to change. We can now choose a new civics. We're going to take the Reign of Cha'a. So, if we take a look real quick at our culture. Let's see. Adjacent quarters and wonders. But not mountains. Good to know. Wonders and vegetations, but not right? Not what's the word I want? Resources. God damn it, I can't think of the name of it right. Resources. For some reason I didn't think it was resources. So they don't get a bonus, really, based on what's around them. Like, they don't care about mountains and resources. It's quarters and wonders. So if we put a wonder here, right? We have a quarter here and a quarter here. We put a wonder there. That means they would get a huge bonus here. Alright? Because when this is finished, it becomes a quarter. So it loses the culture now, but it gets it later. Because the capital counts as a quarter. I never know what to put in the capital. I guess technically the altar is probably one of the best things to put in the capital. We'd give up a mine, but that's okay. I want the happiness. So we'll create that urban district. So, command unit. Let's head down one. Pop this. Nothing. Down one. Pop this. Nothing. Okay. So, one turn on a unit, and we can purchase a settler. So if we purchase the settler, this settler... Oh, Babylon's in the way. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We can still... There's still a good one out here. Right? 3, 2, 1. Like, right there. Like, here's good, but it encroaches on Babylon. Here is probably better, because it gets all of this. And we'll still snag the camels of Babylon. That's fine. So I think we go there. Get rid of the lens. Gonna take 6 turns. That's okay. Down one. Pop and explore. That is an enemy state. Alright. You can head back this way. And... Oh, look, see, it took it... Wait, hold on. What? Hold on. It took an extra turn, but that's okay, I think. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2... Yeah, right there. Go ahead, pop you. Nothing. You can go there. And you're fine. So now... Boom. Second. And I'll go at 2, 2, 2. This is... We'll hold off. We'll do 2. This settler can head down here. 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. So right here... 1, 2, 3. We missed this. But we snagged this. So somewhere in here is where our third one's going. Whoa. I kind of want the wine. So 3, 2, 1. So maybe in... but then I can't get... Well, I think we give this up to give to a different city. We have a narrative choice. They've sent us 50 gold. That is appreciated. Step 1 to the left. Pop the radar. Nothing. Step this way. I just want to clear out this fog. Alright, that's fine. We need how much? 170.
He was the first.
Right. Now we'll go back and get sailing just to have it. 1 down. Pop the radar. We'll go 2 down now. End turn. So we've popped this. We're about to get trouble. We're going... Oh. Oh. Interesting. You head up here for defense. You know what? I want 3 of them. So monuments. Yes. Mountains, wonders, right? Remember what I was saying? So if we build the monument here, it gets a bonus from this mountain. We slap a wonder there, it's going to get a bonus from the wonder. So sticking a monument here is really good. 2, 2, 2. But we can wait a few turns before we queue that up. Got him. Oh, he's a ranged unit. Son of a bitch. Step 1. Pop this. Gold is really good. Next turn. And we said we'd settle there. So, yep, you guys are headed there. We're gonna settle... There's Chichen Itza. And we're gonna try to expand to snag all of this as quickly as possible. So, growth and happiness. No, wait, Babylon's on my side. Who are you fighting? Interesting. Then here, we're giving this one up. So if we settle here, 1, 2, 3. I don't necessarily need the cotton. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but I don't necessarily need it. One, two, three. We don't get the wine. I think I have to settle on the oasis. That gets me the wine, the elephants. 1, 2, 3. This. Yeah, I think we settle on the oasis. Get rid of the lens. Take 1 step down. Settle here. So we're at our city limit. It can grow. Production equals gold. That's the thing. But growth means more people. This is a little bit of each, and that gets us sheep. Diplomatic action. I'll take the gold. Okay, and you can head here. And you're defending this tile. And then we need 1 defense for us, and then we can go back to building. So 5, 10, 15. Yeah, we're good. You're not doing anything. I guess head up here. Step down to here. Oh, hello. We found Napoleon. Okay.
Je suis Napoléon. Sur cette terre pour déterminer le sort du monde.
Nothing with him. We're gonna want help. Because he likes to be at war. The smallest number of land units. Dislikes to want the greatest number of naval units. Every leader, see, +8 gold per age for every leader you're on. Friendly or hostile? He likes to fight. So we're going to need units to defend. So after we research Reign of Cha'ak, we're going to jump to Discipline to get our free army. Hello, this is Gohan the Chinchilla, and we hope you're having a good day, as do I. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, or comment. Or even better, come on over to twitch.tv/SparkyTDK and watch me live every Monday through Friday. Thank you for your support.